This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.
Hoops fans of the world, this is the game you've been waiting for. The reigning champions Sydney Kings taking on the red-hot Sky Sport Breakers. The ladder squeezing past the Taipans, while the Breakers racked up 2 huge wins in the last round.
A beatdown on Tasmania.
Can they keep their hot streak going? Or will the Kings remain on the throne?
Spark Arena, will sparks fly between team number 1 and team number 2 on top of the NBL ladder? Capacity crowd at Spark Arena streaming in for Sunday afternoon hoops in downtown Tamaki Makaurau, Auckland. We are set for a real litmus test for this Breakers team up against the Sydney Kings. A team that is the reigning NBL champions, sweeping aside the Tasmania Jack Jumpers in that grand final series earlier this year. Derek Walton Jr. and the Kings in town. They've read all the headlines. They've heard all the noise about the Breakers, KC Frank. But now they've got a chance to say, all right, guys, what have you got?
What the Kings have is wins on the road. They're coming in trying to keep this streak. 16 straight road wins going on the line against the Breakers today. It's going to be a fantastic test for both teams and possibly a contrast in styles, but I think there's more alike between these two teams than there are differences.
Let's go now to Brooke Roscoe and Tim Provison. Tim, it is a sellout crowd at Spark Arena. The atmosphere and the energy again, top notch.
Yes, I have sold out. Is that what you just said to me? Yes, I'm a sellout, all right? No, it is sold out. The vibes are strong here. It is electrifying here in Spark Arena. I mean, every single pun that I can, bro.
Yeah, without a doubt. And it's the big one is back. You know, you got the likes of Xavier Cooks coming to town. The defending champions are here. But Tom Abercrombie is back in town. I know the fans are packing this one out to see him get back out here. But 6-2, the top of the table clash right now. I'm excited for this one tonight as well.
And you guys are out there hearing in the crowd. What's the chatter been about Thomas Abercrombie coming back? 1,000 days between games in New Zealand. The crowd has to be hyped to see his return.
1,010 days, actually, for Thomas Theodore Abercrombie coming back. It's going to be amazing. I don't know if that's his middle name. It sounds great then, but I'm excited. I'm really excited for him to come back.
Yeah, and talking to him before the game, it sounds like his eyes all good. Like, we're good to roll. We're going to get a good Tommy out there. And the thing about Tommy is he's going to play his role out there. He's not going to force his hand. He doesn't need to do anything that he doesn't need to do. He leads the Breakers in all-time points. He's not going to go out there and try and fill it up. But on the defensive end, he gets it done and he's going to help this team.
Boys, I look forward to it. Thank you for your time. We'll hear from you during the game. Tim Provison and Brooke Roscoe. And Casey, it is going to be a hell of a matchup, whoever picks up Xavier Cooks, because as we saw in the Sal's NBL earlier this year, Xavier Cooks can take over a game, but this Breakers unit is stingy.
Xavier Cooks is a tremendous weapon. He can score in so many different ways. When the ball is in his hands, I don't know who's a better driver than Cooks is. Walton Jr., not too bad either, but this guy right here, he's the man of the moment, MVP of the finals a season ago, and he's picked up right where he left off. Breaker fans are not going to be too pumped to see him coming down the lane with moves like that, and it is imperative that the Breakers find a way to slow down the Kings and Cooks in transition today.
18-12-8 against the Cairns Taipans in a high-scoring affair. This is a high-octane offense and a Breakers unit that is absolutely primed to play defense, and Jarrell Brantley may have the role of taking on Xavier Cooks early and often.
Yeah, I tried to ask him in the interview before the game, hey, are you going to guard Cooks? And he would give me nothing. I'm not supposed to tell you, I'm keeping it secret, but he would be a great matchup for him. He's got the strength, he's got this quickness, and he could put pressure on him on the other end of the court, which I think is key to slowing down players as talented as Xavier Cooks. You got to make him work defensively. And it's going to be strength against strength between the Breakers and the Kings today, no matter which position we're talking about. But between this and you see the stats right there, they're both shooting fantastically, rebounding strong, and those point scoring, I don't think that's the premier thing that they need to do, but they both have to carry a big load there.
Xavier Cook shooting 40% from 3 as well, really working on his three-point shot.
And he's needed to do that to counter the little bit of a speed bump he's hit from the free throw line, just shooting 45% from the free throw line this season.
Here is your starting 5, McDowell, White, and Liafa. They were tremendous in the round round 5 between the 36ers and the Jack Jumpers. Ryan Ripper gets the starting nod again. Jarrell Brantley and Derek Pardon up front. And for the Kings, they are big and long. Derek Walton Jr., NBA experienced Dejan Vasiljevic can knock it down from deep. Justin Simon, the Illawarra Hawk, and he is in the front court with Xavier Cooks and Tim Suarez, the big Brazilian center. And this team, this is a real litmus test, like I said earlier, Casey. They've heard it all. In fact, they've had it all for the last week. They haven't had to go anywhere. They've just been to training. They've worked on their game, rested their legs somewhat, and they are now primed. They haven't had to travel back and forth. This is a real anomaly for them that they have a week off.
And it is a question, how will they adjust to that? They've been so used to being on that razor's edge game to game to game. Well, a week of training, you're going to have to change the way you prepare. Their bodies should be fresher, but the key is their minds. Are they going to be able to play with that same kind of intensity and feeling they have up to this point in the year?
A feeble window ready and waiting for the teams. And at the conclusion of this round, Melbourne, the battle for Melbourne at John Cain Arena is the doubleheader, the second game in that doubleheader today. Southeast Melbourne Phoenix up against Melbourne United, but the Breakers and Kings from Spark Arena, round 6, has thrown up some great games again.
What a tremendous first time these two teams have ever played each other with first place on the line. Top spot goes to the winner. Let's just get to it. Throw that ball up. We want to see this thing happen.
They'll only play each other another 2 times this season as well. Both games much later on as well. It's underway between the Kings and the Breakers. Simon controlled it, and he gives it to Derek Walton Jr. Dejan Vasiljevic with the ball, and Xavier Cooks with the catch. He gives it to Simon, and Simon and one on the baseline. Good movement from the Kings to start the game.
Well, wrong place, wrong time for Brantley there. Just got stuck in it because Xavier was expecting the shot. He was setting up for that shot block opportunity, but Cooks, not only can he score, he can dish the ball as well. Tremendous cut by Simon for the finish.
Justin Simon, 6'5" forward, averaging 12 points a game, 88% from the foul line, makes the and one complete. Liafa with the ball, Breakers' first possession. Run a lot through the middle of the floor with the high on ball. Brantley with the handoff to McDowell White. There's Liafa back into it, looking for Pardon on the baseline. Good switching from the Kings, and Pardon in the post. Suarez on him, double team coming. Liafa with 4 on the shot clock. Bounce pass into the corner, they need to get it up. Ripper, not the man for it. And the Kings force the turnover. Here's Cooks in the lane. A soaring move from Xavier Cooks, sweeping in.
Transition basketball, that is where the Kings excel. Off the turnover, the live ball turnover, so detrimental to your transition defense, and the Breakers pay the price on a beautiful finish.
McDowell White. It's Liafa now in the corner. It's a long 2. In and out, Pardon with an offensive rebound that he couldn't control. Here comes Vasiljevic.
And they are off to the races again, creating great looks. Breakers do better to slow things down that time.
Great ball movement from Sydney. Suarez in front of the iron. Good defense again from Derek Pardon.
Stout defensively as always. Pardon doing just enough physically to get Suarez off that line.
Good ball movement by the Breakers this time. Brantley can't knock down the 3. Suarez with the rebound.
Kings are really closing down the penetration lanes. We see a lot of bodies inside the key. They're forcing the Breakers to make that extra pass and trying to challenge that 3-point shot late.
Derek Walton Jr. is fouled by Ryan Ripper.
And we all know that Ryan Ripper is a tremendous defensive player. He's got such skill. Derek Walton Jr. is going to be a tough task for him. As good as he is of changing guards' direction, Walton Jr. has just excellent speed and a big-time burst with the ball in hand. He's going to have to temper that speed with his length.
They go under, and Walton Jr. makes them pay.
Oh, that screen was way too deep to go underneath there. Walton Jr. right on the 3-point line to let it fly, and they're off to a flying start. 8-0 to kick things off on the road. Sydney Kings doing what they do.
Ripper misses that. Here comes Justin Simon.
Nothing but deep contested shots for the Breakers up to this point.
Suarez long shot. Air ball. Nice save on the baseline. Comes Brantley looking at Pardon. Getting a little bit of a goosey. Liafa on the drive. Off the glass and in. No, off the glass and to the Kings.
Well, decent looks. They're not all bad looks, but they're not dropping. Breakers need to find something to get through.
Pinned by Pardon, but it's Cooks with the ball. And Cooks off the glass and down.
Well, Cooks just hustling himself into the right place after the nice Derek Pardon block in transition, but the Kings making no mistakes early.
Brantley gets Cooks in the air. It's Pardon. Had it poked away by Justin Simon, who fouled him. And Tom Abercrombie, 371 games, 1,011 days since he last stepped onto the floor at Spark Arena. And he steps on for round repair.
And gets a well-deserved hand from the crowd. They have been waiting to cheer this guy on, but nobody's been waiting with more patience than Thomas Abercrombie. He has been dreaming about the day he could suit this thing back up. Nice job by the Breakers to try and get off the schneid by getting to the free throw line. Derek Pardon unable to hit the first attempt there. Breakers are hoping for something to drop to just slow down this early first quarter onslaught.
Breakers on the board, 10-1. Over 3 minutes gone. Need a field goal. Need a stop. Walton Jr. Crossover. Lost the handle. There's McDowell White. I would argue that this is the best defensive unit you could put on the floor for the Breakers. With Abercrombie out there, the runner from McDowell White.
Excellent patience. The Breakers depend so much on getting into the paint and creating opportunities there. When the Kings don't collapse on that, you get good looks like McDowell White did there.
Vasilovic, the offers on him. Bodies him up. Vasilovic knocks it down. What a shot.
Really good defense, but better offense. DJ Vasilovic taking the bump, taking the contact, just little off arm there to create some space to step back, giving him just enough room to nail the triple and a 10-point lead once again for the Kings.
Shooting 38% from deep. It's Liafa with the ball. Abercrombie. Pardon with the left. Puts it down. Little floater game is good for the Breakers at the moment.
Well, the last couple of possessions, we've seen much more patience from the Breakers. They're playing a little bit more slowly, more at the pace that they would prefer. Putting the ball in the basket to stop the transition as well.
Good defense from Abercrombie. Deny the entry pass of, it was a hard angle to get down, and Kings turn it over. Koet Noi, who had a walk-off three against the Cairns Taipans last week for the Kings, is on the floor in number 21.
Oh, what a pickup he has been in the offseason. Would have been a nice feeling to knock off the team that you just left. The last second shot.
Barry Brown in the game. Cook sits down. And it's Simon breaking that up. Soaring to the cup and down.
Simon, look at the play. All over the passing lanes, making that difficult, forcing the steal, and the no-look lob pass to finish it off. So as easy as two he'll get today.
This is championship quality basketball from the Kings. They're just at another level in this first quarter.
But this is the lineup that the Breakers are going to. This is the one they see on the court as Brown Jr. hits the runner. They have some scoring prowess together on the floor at the moment.
There's a third runner in a row for the Breakers. That is working. That is something that was featuring a lot with that high on ball in the middle of the floor for the Breakers, and they work it to perfection there between Pardon and Brown Jr. He's on a heater right now as Barry Brown Jr. Pull up. Walton Jr. misses it. Barry Brown has it. Simon picks him up. Pardon with the screen. Another runner. A little bit off. Vasilovic probably a little bit too far back for Barry Brown on that one.
From the Kings, I don't mind giving up runners from around the free throw line. Those aren't the worst shots, but they're not high percentage, and the defense is getting wins if you're forcing them into that every time.
Vasilovic to his left, knocking it down. My goodness.
The space he created with that step there was phenomenal. Liafa was right next to him, and then off that dribble there, look at how much space he travels. Might have been a bit of a travel on that one. Might have had an extra step as he picks it up and completely devoids himself of the defender before knocking it down.
18-7, 4:20 to go in the first quarter.
Well, both Kings shooting 50% from 2 right now, but it's a three-point line. That's the difference. 0 for 2 for the Breakers, 3 for 4 the break.
And you caught up with Mody Mo'a before the game.
Well, Coach, you've had a pretty furious start to the season. A lot of games in a short amount of time, but you've had 6 days off in between games. You've got 11 days for the international break after this. How do you keep your momentum coming into this game and on the backside of that after this with so many days in between games?
Yeah, not 6 days off. 1 day off, 5 practices, which we really needed. This team needs to get better in every aspect of the game in order for us to achieve our goals. What happens after this one is a real challenge. The FIBA break is one that all the teams in the world need to address, but we'll worry about it after today.
Always looking towards the present. I like that, Coach. Now, for you guys offensively, since that abomination of a quarter you had against Cairns with only scoring 5 points, you really picked it up offensively. In that time, you scored, I believe it's 37 threes in those two and a bit games. What is it? Is it just the return of Barry Brown Jr., or is it the fact that you are being able to find something else strategically?
You know, that first quarter against Cairns wasn't that bad. We got good shots. We missed layups. We missed wide open threes. We don't measure ourselves on makes and misses because if you go down that rabbit hole, you never get out of it. We look at the quality of shots we create, and I was confident we're going to drop down the good shots because we have good players. That, for me, is just the normal progression of things.
Appreciate the time, Coach. Good luck tonight.
We've got to walk. Isaiah Liafa, 18-7. Yeah, just 1 day off.
Just 1 day.
I guess 6 days between games, though. It's a chance for, like Mody said, to work on every aspect of their game because he's not happy.
I mean, they had 8 games in a short amount of time. Mody could have given them 2 days off at least. I mean, let those bones rest.
I love what you said as well, Casey, in previous games, that Breakers intentionally or unintentionally have built their roster on what the Jack Jumpers achieved and had last season. And the Sydney Kings obviously did very well against the Jack Jumpers in the grand final series, so they're prepared for a team like the Breakers.
Yeah, they know how to be taken on defensively with the front foot and come back at them. And they're playing with that championship swagger as well. And it is in full effect here in the first quarter at Spark Arena.
Now 11 is called for the foul. That is Derek Walton Jr. So McDowell White will come back in the game for Isaiah Liafa, Xavier Cooks, and Sean Bruce, the veteran guard, into the game.
This gym was pumping before the game, and the Kings have come in and completely sucked all the oxygen out of the gym. Fans are sitting on their hands because of the way the Kings are playing and the Breakers' inability to find something going offensively.
Tom Vodanovic into the game now as well. No Rob Lowe for this game. Still suffering concussion-like symptoms, and so we will sit this one out. Barry Brown gets the rebound. Brantley for 3. That's not dropping either. 0 for 3 are the Breakers from deep. Meanwhile, the Sydney Kings are 3 for 4. Bolton Jr. Noy. Just a lot of everything. Here's McDowell White. Brown Jr. back to McDowell White. Vodanovic up and sets the pick. The former King from last season. Championship winner. Cooks with the rebound, and he can go. Finding Noy to his left. Stepping over. Oh, and Jarrell Brantley says no.
The Kings still in the mix because of the quick thinking by the Kings on the pickup.
Cooks gets it down. My goodness.
That find by Walton Jr. Looks like he was looking in the corner. Instead, finds Cooks underneath. And wow, the Kings are just doing a nice job on both ends of the court. Defensively, really forcing difficult shots for the Breakers. Nothing wide open, nothing easy. As you see Brown Jr. take the hit there, and then he'll head to the charity stripe. But offensively, they are getting exactly what they want. Deep penetration, wide open looks on the kickoff. Here we see the huge block by Brantley earlier. Smacked it right out of there. But the Kings playing so well, they picked it up and got another bucket out of it.
Tawala Bales in the game with the shortest shorts in the league. That is an actual stat. Number 14 can see him there. So Tom Abercrombie.
What are we thinking that inseam's at?
I'm thinking at 4.5.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. I don't know if we're talking inches or centimeters, but it doesn't really matter. I don't want to look down there anymore.
Metric, baby. Brown Jr. at the line. And knocks down the second.
Breakers' pressure has unaffected the Kings up to this point. Just one turnover. They're taking the punches that the Breakers are coming at, but coming back with stronger counter punches and really creating high-quality shots through the first 8 minutes.
Vasilovic looking for Bales. Parton had a short rest. He's back in and broke that play up, but they get it back. It's Cooks looking for a cutter. Just a little head feint and just a little push shot. He is so good at the separation.
Can score at so many different angles on the drive, so much confidence. And that, as the physicality between him when he's playing that 5, it's a matchup for Parton, but he's got so much quickness on him.
Great catch, great look from Parton, and Barry Brown picking up where he left off.
Well, that's
from Teague last game, Case.
Best three-point look they've created today. Throw it into Parton, a lot of defensive attention. Excellent pass to find Brown Jr. on the perimeter.
Vasilovic off on that one. McDowell White with the rebound. Parton streaking up ahead.
Got the mismatch in the post, but they can't get it to him. Glover with the excellent fight.
Jordan Hunter into the game. Jordan Hunter 5th in blocks. Suarez 2nd in blocks. The Sydney Kings in the league.
That is a heck of a 1-2 punch to have protecting the rim. Why the Kings are so comfortable with the drives going into the lane, because they know they got the big bodies back there to deter the finishes.
As a result, the Kings lead the league in block shots at 3.6, and Vidanovic with Cooks on him. Former Saints teammates from this NBL season. Xavier Cooks has a smile on his face after Vidanovic wanted the foul. Ball is loose. Hunter's down there on the floor. Barry Brown has it. McDowell White comes away with it. Abercrombie to his right, finds Brown though. Vidanovic in the corner, gives it to McDowell White.
The transition defense by the Kings, excellent recovery. Could have been a layup instead. Half-court possession.
Rebound by Vasilovic.
And another stop. Defense is continuing to hold the fort for the Kings. They get the last possession now, already doubling up the Breakers, a chance to add to it.
Shot clock differential of around 5 seconds. Cooks wants to dance with it. McDowell White is his partner. And a foot of Vidanovic came and broke that play up. Sydney Kings coach Chase Buford wants the timeout. 9.6 to go in this quarter. He wants a good possession. And Chase Buford, what a job he has done since he became Kings. And he is with Casey Frank earlier in the game.
It's of a 16-game road winning streak. I hope I didn't shortchange you there, because it's a lot of them. You've been able to find great success. You've said how you think your team enjoys being the villain on the road, but it's got to be more than that. What is it about the mental preparation that gets you guys going?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just enjoying the hostile environment. I think we've got a lot of guys who, like I said, kind of enjoy that villain mindset. They enjoy the rub from the crowd, and we're more allowed to have that on the road, I guess. But first trip to Spark Arena, so it'll be a new experience for all of us here.
And then, of course, looking at your success, you guys are the defending champions, and I've heard you speak about that. What you guys do on the court is about you more than what opponents are doing. What does your success for the Kings look like today to come away with a win here?
Yeah, I mean, each game we're not going to differ too much in terms of the way we guard. We're going to come out and try to be who we are and try to get up and down the court as much as we can. And obviously New Zealand's a team that likes to control the pace at their way and try to slow the game down. So I think that'll be a huge factor in the game, is who can maybe impact the pace of the game the way they want to.
Appreciate the time, Coach. Thanks very much.
Brooke, what did you hear in the Breakers timeout?
Yeah, they're a team that's built their identity on defense, and they haven't seen it here in this first quarter. 24 points, make that 26 to finish off the first quarter. But the emphasis right there, as we see that miss shot, the emphasis there was to tidy up that and then set the tone for the final three, but easy layup.
First quarter done and dusted. It is a 26-12 Sydney Kings first quarter lead at Spark Arena. Welcome back to Spark Arena. The Sydney Kings well in control, 26-12, shooting 58%. And the Breakers just 4 field goals, 1 for 6 from downtown. And Casey, the Kings just in cruise control in that first quarter.
They're putting pressure on the basketball. They're keeping the Breakers from having wide open looks on the perimeter, and they challenge the shots when they're getting to the paint. It sounds like the recipe that they came in with.
Brantley into Cooks. Brantley, the length of Cooks. Just a little bit of intimidation there on Jarrell Brantley. Not really forcing them to having to foul them in the key at the moment, Casey. A lot of runners, a lot of floaters.
They got confidence in their shot blocking ability as well. They know they can contest or block shots with ease without fouling, and they're playing with great confidence on the defensive end because of it.
Vasiljevic, a lot of contact, puts it up. Not getting the call as Cooks. Can't get that to go down, but there's contact there. And Vasiljevic will talk to the referee about getting bumped around the perimeter there.
Well, the Kings, they're 11 for 20 from the field, and of those 9 misses, they've gotten a third of them back already. That's their third offensive rebound. Cooks able to get that one. And not only are they playing efficiently, but when they're making mistakes and missing shots, they're getting a third of those back. The Lakers are going to be searching for answers soon if they're unable to find them. Of course, this is the lone flaw in Cook's game, shooting 45% from the free throw line. You got to wonder if the Breakers are going to start playing a little bit more physically with him and keep sending him there.
Well, Jarrell Brantley has picked up his second foul. Cooks makes the second. Modi Maoa in deep thought about how he can get this offense to start getting some shots together, because they're down in a hole, a deep, dark hole at the moment, down 15.
And you think maybe trying to get to the free throw line, create something like that, but the Kings are just tremendous defensively right now, giving away nothing easy.
Brown Jr. gives it to Brantley. And there it is. Brantley just getting Hunter up in the air, going on the reverse, and gets the and-one situation.
Excellent use of the up fake, getting multiple players up in the air. Pick and roll basketball at its finest. Hits his big where he wants to get it, gets Hunter up in the air, feels that contact, gets the finish, and hoping to get the Breakers off the scoring schneid with this possible three-point play on the make.
Brantley knocks it down. 79% foul shooter. Bruce with the ball. Looking for Cooks. Finds Hunter, gives it back. 9 on the shot clock. Hunter around, Brantley and in.
Oh, a nice finish by Hunter. Impressed by the defense by Brantley to contest without fouling there. Somebody else able to score. Cooks with 11. Next leading scorer has 4. That's Suarez.
Cooks hasn't missed. He's 5 for 5. Arthur had Vasiljevic on his hip and puts that down.
The Kings are happy to give up that shot. They're contesting nicely from behind when that little runner or that jumper goes in there. It's a tough shot to make. Liafe able to knock that one down to keep it at 12.
Bales, the 20-year-old, has his pass picked off. Brantley stepping through. Bales commits the foul.
Well, you just cannot be lazy with cross-court passes against the Breakers. They are feeding on those passing lanes anytime a mistake is made. And one of the better transition offensive is in terms of points per possession. The Breakers actually leading the league in points per possession on transition. They just do not get a lot of those opportunities because of the pace that they play with.
I guess also, if they're having to take the ball out and inbound it again on a Sydney Kings make, that also slows down your transition game when they're shooting 57%.
No fast breaks out of that nylon. It slows it down considerably as Brantley misses a free throw, and the Breakers not getting it done from there at the moment. Just 4 for 6 as the Kings are 2 for 3, both 66%.
Makes the second. Walton Jr. picked up by Liafe.
I like the way the Kings are bringing up screeners on those guards so the pressure can't get too heavy, saving their legs, saving the ball handling abilities.
Harry Brown's all over Vasiljevic. Noi slips the D of McDowell White, who went for the steal, and it cost him a basket.
Yeah, he had the lane. I don't know how he didn't get the steal, but once he missed it, and the easy driving lane for Noi, and Brantley in foul trouble already, cannot commit himself fully to the contest.
Cam Glidden at the scorer's table for the Breakers. Too strong. Hunter pulls that down.
I think it's playing right into the Kings' hands. It looks like that's the scout. They want these runners to go up, and the Breakers are happy with the shot so far.
Noi knocking it down. Quiet Noi, timeout Breakers. 34-18.
Cannot think of a time that this gym has been quieter than it is right now. They are trying to cheer for something, but the Kings are just dominant right now.
And let's go to Timprovise, who's with New Zealand Basketball CEO and Breakers legend Dylan Boucher.
Dylan Boucher, the legend, is here. Dills, we're talking about the Kings transition. They get up and down the floor. First 12 seconds, they're putting shots up. How do they limit that?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, they haven't started well because they've been on fire to start this game, and their Breakers are slowly climbing back into this one, but they just got to slow them down, make them uncomfortable, push them out of their offense, and just make them use all that shot clock.
You're known for offensive rebounding. Is that a way that they can limit? How many would you send to the boards?
Yeah, that's tough. A guy like Xavier Cook's on the boards. He's a tough guy to box out, but you got, Brantley and Pardon are going to do a great job on the boards for the Breakers, so we're confident we'll be all right.
It's great to have legends in the building. Let's go back to you, eh? Woo!
And Brooke, what'd you hear out of that Chase Buford timeout?
Yeah, well, we talked about this a lot already. There's been a lot of floaters coming up from the Breakers, and the Kings are loving that at the moment. Packing the paint, contesting late, and transitions another one. They're going to get out to the track meet and try and push this one out a little bit further.
And that is the last thing the Breakers need, is a Kings team playing downhill, getting an even heavier slant in that direction. With a 16-point lead, they can play with a lot of freedom on that defensive end, see if they don't get a little bit more pressure filled in those passing lanes to force some turnovers.
Well, with us almost tipped away there with a 13 missed shots for the Breakers. It's a 2-to-1 rebound advantage for the Sydney Kings, 14-7, and we've got an offensive foul on Cam Glidden. Illegal screen, moving by Cam Glidden.
Cam Glidden must have been hitting a lot of time in the weight room.
Not known for his screens. All due respect to Cam.
That's why the Breakers brought him over here. They needed an extra screener. He's that big, wide body.
Noi off the top of the backboard this time, and he goes down. becomes Barry Brown Jr. He's going downtown, can't get it to roll in, and Brantley's fouled by Jordan Hunter. That is number 2 on Hunter.
Oh, what a contest. Brown Jr. thought he had a decent look, but look at the athleticism from Simon coming back to challenge that, nearly got it. Not giving up on the play as Brantley comes in. Hunter all over his arm. Breakers keep possession.
Jalen Galloway, number 6 in the game for the Kings. It's Glidden picked up by Galloway. It's Brantley again in the post. And met by Hunter, he gets a block.
There's that shot blocking you were talking about earlier. So good to have a big man erasing mistakes behind you.
That's the kind of game it is at the moment. Simon picks up a missed alley-oop play and puts it in with a floater.
All part of the game right now for the Kings. Everything coming up for them. Even the bounces off the backboard.
36-18. That's what the Kings lead is right now. Breakers are 6 for 21, and it's Derek Walton Jr. called for the foul, trying to get around the screen. Arguably the best screen setter in the league, and Derek Pardon.
I love the way he sprints into it, sets himself up physically, and look at the contact that hits Walton there.
That's Cam Glidden-esque.
You gotta, if I'm Derek Walton Jr. there, I might be yelling at Jordan Hunter. Can you call that one out a little bit sooner?
Areas again, doesn't need it, does Barry Brown Jr. Stepping into the body of Jordan Hunter, and Barry Brown, that's what he can do. He likes to get into the chest of the big and create that contact.
And that's how you nullify shot blockers' ability. You get right into the body, you don't let them elevate. You close that space before they can get up, and Hunter picks up his 3rd personal foul and a short stint on the court. He'll head back, but from strength to strength as the big fella Suarez comes back in.
Barry Brown Jr. He's a 60% foul shooter. He hit 7 threes in the last round in the 2 games. He was 4 of 24 coming in to round 5. Wins over the 36ers and jack jumpers. Missed the second. Brantley Jr. goes down. It will be Kings ball.
Well, it's just kind of bouncing that way for the Breakers right now. Even the good hustle plays are going unrewarded as Brantley gets to the corner but can't control possession. Brown Jr. gets to the free throw line but can't hit either free throw. The Kings right now are putting on a clinic, and it is affecting the Breakers, I think, more than just on the court. It's affecting them mentally as well. They're going to have to find a way to play through this and get this crowd back on their side.
Oh, the best comebacks this season from the Breakers to win. Down 13 in Cairns, they ended up winning by 4. Down 4 at the Phoenix, they won by 8 in Melbourne. And against the Hawks, they were down and they won by 26. So they can turn it around with their defense just like that. As Barry Brown gives it up to Tom Vodanovic on the reverse. Cooks knocks it off the rim, and it will stay with the Breakers.
He's good offensively, he's good defensively. Xavier Cooks gets back in that position and is telling Tom Vodanovic about it. Nice pass by Brown Jr., but excellent contest by Xavier Cooks, forcing a difficult attempt that goes wanting by Vodanovic.
Brown Jr. gives it to Pardon. Pardon, knocked off again.
So good.
By Xavier Cooks.
Heads up play that would have dropped, but Cooks steals 2 points from the Breakers there.
And Suarez soars to the cup with the dunk. Too easy for the Kings.
Nice find on the back door. Walton Jr. placing it right where he needed, and the athletic finish off the catch by Suarez.
Lead is 20. Glidden.
The Breakers need to find some fire, need to find some energy, because they are creating none of it right now.
Barry Brown Jr. can't get that to go down, and it will stay with the Breakers on the Pardon hustle.
Yeah, and I think Moni Moore is going to start talking to the Breakers about looking for a different shot away from the runner. It is just not hitting with the efficiency they need to get themselves back in this ball game. They have to create better quality looks than that 14, 15-footer on the move.
Pardon. Brown Jr. 8 on the shot clock. McDowell White to Vodanovic. Another little push shot. And again, Pardon just creating an opportunity for another possession just by being in rebounding position. He's fouled by, I believe it's Xavier Cooks.
That nose is staying on the grindstone. He is doing the work down low, earned himself 2 free throws here.
in the bonus.
Yeah. 5th personal foul.
With 4:51 to go. 5 team fouls on the Kings, just 2 for the Breakers. Pardon at the line. I just don't have enough time to foul anybody at the other end of the Breakers. That's how fast the Kings are. They love to push it, and there's no secret in the league. It's just trying to stop them. That's the secret everybody wants to know.
It wasn't going to be a clash of styles coming in. You know, the Breakers playing that 2nd slowest pace in the league, the Kings with the fastest. The question was who was going to be able to impose their will on the ball game. Well, in the first half, all Kings all the way. But even when they're grinding it down, they're slowing it down. Their efficiency in the half court has been just as impressive as their transition prowess.
Walton Jr. turns it over. Breakers looking to run. Barry Brown finds Pardon. Pardon, left hand, can't get it. And then it's Walton Jr. the other way, spinning. And it's fouled. And he can't get it to go down under the contact, but he will go to the line to shoot 2. Just like that, back and forth. Kings back into it.
Well, Pardon and Brown both pretty adamant there was a foul down there after we see the forced turnover on this end, but no foul called. Walton Jr. comes down to the other end and gets himself a trip to the free throw line. After the quick spin move, creates that space and forces the contact.
Well, that was a comment that Chase Buford mentioned about the Kings game. Buford mentioning how hard it was to get calls. And I was like, 50 fouls called in that game. He said there could have been 5,000 calls. About 500 collisions, excuse me.
Well, that's at the highest level in the NBL. I think that's the kind of games you see with that level of physicality where everyone is on that razor's edge. But right now, the Kings are dominating.
McDowell White knocks down the 3. That gets the crowd going.
A huge jumper there from McDowell White and the Breakers. Hopefully that might be the pebble that gets this rock rolling.
Simon left it short. Suarez up and down.
Oh, tremendous rebound out of the cylinder. Really had to go on to get that one, beating Pardon off the blocks for the athletic finish.
Bogdanovic catch and shoot against his old team. Rebound falls to Walton Jr. McDowell White, good defense, but Walton Jr. with the left.
Walton Jr. might have gotten away with steps there. Defense in transition was really nice by McDowell White. I thought if he would have fallen down there, he might have been able to get the offensive foul call. Instead, we're taking a look at the rebound of Suarez. Moves around Derek Pardon, who just misses that box out and is able to use that size to ample effect on the rim.
Into the lane and blocked. Suarez with the defense on McDowell White. Walton Jr. the look away to Cooks. Oh, what a highlight from the Kings.
These guys are playing high-quality basketball right now.
Justin Simon breaks it up.
Leaving no stone unturned, defensively dominant and better on the offensive end.
McDowell White, what defense?
That was a quick slide to cut off Simon there. But a silent crowd awaits the Breakers' next bucket.
Abercrombie back in the game, and Vasiljevic is called for the foul.
This crowd is beside itself. It does not know how to handle this. Beautiful pass there by Walton Jr. And the tremendous dunk. There's a lot of tremendous plays today. There's athleticism left, right, and center.
Xavier Cooks, as advertised, doing everything.
13.6 for 6 from the field, 4 rebounds and assist.
And he's talking to Tom Bogdanovic, who likes to talk as well. They're 2 teammates. They were teammates at the Kings, and they were teammates at the Saints in the Sal's NBL.
The free throw line not being friendly to the Breakers today. 7 for 12 from the line as we've got a little break as there is a beverage mishap here in the front row.
Tom Abercrombie, much made of the gap between games that he missed between Spark Arena appearances, let alone how long he's just waited to get back on the floor after 2 years away from home. Didn't play in the 4 games when they came back briefly as well last year. So he's been waiting for a long time.
Yeah, it's 1,010 days. That is quite a stretch between actual home games. Of course, the Breakers had a few so-called home games scheduled last year, taking place in Tasmania, where they would be playing their next game after the break.
Launceston.
But they're home away from home that I'm sure the boys will be looking forward to getting to.
Speaking of Rob Lowe, before the game, he was excited to get back to Launceston.
Rob Lowe, of course, missing today's game. They said, wow, what a collision there. Xavier Cooks goes down, grabs the ankle. Oh, this is...
Oh, that's not good for Xavier Cooks and the Kings.
The way he's grabbing it, though, it looks like a tweak.
What basketball player hasn't rolled their ankle? So hopefully it's not too bad for Xavier Cooks. He wants to get up now as well.
You can see it just pop there. You can see above the shoe, you can sort of see it give. He's hopping off the court right now, grimacing in a lot of pain. All thoughts are with Xavier Cooks right now.
Absolutely, you do not want to see that. He's in some pain down at the end of their bench.
He's going to take a look at it here.
Oh, it's the foot. He stepped on the foot of Abercrombie.
And that was his plant foot. He's about to push off that foot with all his power and explosion. So all that goes straight into that ankle as it's rolled over there. That is not going to feel good. He is understandably and visibly upset by it.
Back to the game, eh? Bogdanovic from McDowell White. Falls to Repair, who's back in the game. Start of the game. Breakers are down 19.
Yeah, they just don't look like the confident offensive side we've seen since that Phoenix game. This is
in and out. Bogdanovic almost had it.
And this game quite similar to what happened to the Breakers the last time they lost a game at home to the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, who came in, were physically dominant, using their size to their advantage and taking over with an excellent shooting performance. The Breakers are taking a test of that now, but still time to stop the flow.
Here comes Walton Jr. over half court.
Breakers are just, as we see, a great cut by Vasilovic, leading to that kick to the other corner.
Walton Jr. pushes that.
The Breakers offense just isn't creating easy looks. It's falling down to one-on-one basketball coming off the arm ball. That pass is rarely leading to wide open jumpers.
Tom Bogdanovic misses another. He's now 0 for 7 in the game, 0 for 4 from downtown. And Bruce makes them pay at the other end.
Oh, so quick, back on attack. Eric Walton Jr. is just really serving up hors d'oeuvres all over the place to his teammates. 4th assist to go along with 4 boards and 3 points.
Bogdanovic, that's better. Getting to the cup and in. Chase Buford wants a timeout.
One bad play. He is all over it. And it's not even that bad. Good, solid on-ball run, and the Breakers find a little bit of room there.
A lot of legends on that Kings bench and the coaching staff too. Chase Buford, but with Daniel Kickett.
Every rebound, we got a little sloppy on the boards right now, right? Every rebound, no second chances. Get that thing off the glass, let's keep running. Great job pushing our pace. Derek, keep it up. We're going rub low right here. Everybody start stack. Brucey, Kawat, Tim, Josh, you'll be the one to set. Tim, you'll be the one to short. Sorry. You're, who's my full five? Who is it right now? Derek, Brucey, you're in the corner, sorry. Josh, you're in for Kawat. You come and set the first. Tim, you're short the second one. DJ, you're setting there, you shake up. Hey, look for the pocket if it's there. Rub low, rub low. Hey, come on.
1 minute, we take the momentum with it.
Here we go. Defense on 3, fellas. 1, 2, 3, defense. Stay below him on that.
18-year-old on him, man.
All right, let's go to Brock, who's got an update on Xavier Cooks, who's trying to walk that ankle off.
Yeah, just down here, he's trying to walk it off. He looks all right. I gave him the little look like, you're going to be okay, and he said, yeah, I think I'll play in the second half.
And Xavier Cooks. And with a minute 16 to go and a 12-minute halftime break.
But taking a look at that walk, I think playing in the second half, that is ambitious at the moment. You're hoping it does loosen up to the point. But you'd think Chase Buford with a 20-point lead might exercise a little bit of caution, bringing his star player back in this one.
Ballers want a ball. I'm sure Xavier Cooks wants to play, but Chase Buford is like, man, we got a 2-week break. We need to just put that on ice and let Derek Walton Jr. and the team get it done. Verdanovic couldn't control it. It falls to Bruce. Under a minute to go in the half.
Comedy of errors as Rupert goes down with a slip where Brantley and Verdanovic were just on the ground, and that didn't look good. I thought it was worse on the leg, but he's grabbing the wrist, as you can see on the screens there, and instantly checks out of the ball game.
Potential first-round draft pick, Brian Rupert.
There we see the contact for Brantley.
He goes down, and then
Suarez on top of him.
A matter of seconds later.
Just that kind of play for the Breakers. Nothing going their way, all created by the hustle, the muscle, and the execution of this King squad.
The 18-year-old French kid, Brian Rupert. Sister won a WNBA championship with the Las Vegas Aces this year as well. And there's a lot of attention for Brian Rupert. There'll be a few scouts sitting up in their seats around the world looking at the condition of him at the moment. I'm sure nice up and put it away for the rest of this game, maybe. 20-point lead for the Sydney Kings. 52 seconds to go. Justin Simon will get us back underway with 14 on the shot clock for the Kings. We're still waiting for the kids to clean it up. I mean, that can help in the paint. You've got some of the kids in the Crocs and the Santa Cruz socks.
I got confidence in those kids. I love the work rate, but I don't think they're stopping any Kings drives. Even in the Crocs.
Absolute hype beast, that kid. Love it. Now we can get the game underway. Bolton Jr., Barry Brown Jr. has him. Bruce upstairs to Justin Simon, who can't get the finish.
Well executed until the finish there. And now the Breakers need to find something positive on this end.
Two-man game between Abercrombie and Brantley. Barry Brown Jr. stepped out.
Well, slipped out just about. Looks like he found another wet spot and loses his footing as the turnovers are mounting for the Breakers. 7 now for them to go against just 5 assists. On their 8 buckets, 8 for 33 from the field, shooting 24%.
About 9-second difference in the shot clock and the game clock. Kings want to wind it down. Barry Brown Jr. though steals it. Suarez comes with it, and Barry Brown punches it down.
And just a little bit of sunshine the Breakers needed for the crowd. Can they do it back-to-back, or will the Kings find a better level of execution here?
Vasilovic with Abercrombie on him, who's looking at the clock. Here comes Vasilovic. And we've got a foul to give as well. It'll be the 4th team foul on the Breakers. Abercrombie picks it up. Savvy veteran move from Tom Abercrombie.
And then we see Brown all over, Brown Jr. all over the basketball, just one-on-one. That's Will taking over an above and beyond skill to get that bucket.
3.4 on the clock. Kings with the last shot. Simon has it. Simon had it bumped away by Verdanovic. Chase Buford wants the foul. He's down on his haunches. Can't get the call. And Justin Simon is a little bit gimpy after that play. And that'll do us after one half of basketball. The Kings up 18, 45-27 at Spark Arena.
It is all going their way. 53% from the field, 45% from 3, but we've got Brooke Roscoe with Suarez right now.
Yeah, Tim, 27 points you guys gave up in that first half. Pretty good, man. That D is allowing you guys to get out and run.
Yeah, I think we're just doing a good job, the whole team, of executing the game plan. So that's what we wanted to do.
You guys, obviously Xavier went down at the end there. That was a big loss, but it looks like he might come back in the second.
Yeah, he'll be fine. We just got to keep playing hard, both sides of the court.
Well, big first half. Congratulations. Good luck in the second.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And it will be the Kings walking off with a big lead, 18 points at Spark Arena. The Breakers have been in holes before the season. What fight do they have left in them in the second half?
Do we have the physio and the doctor ready? A toe touch, please. Who thinks I can do that? Can we have one more time?
Welcome back to Spark Arena, where the Kings lead this one 45-27. Top of the table clash, and first half has been full of highlights for the Kings.
Highlights galore, no doubt about it. The Kings have coming out and they've been playing tremendously on the defensive end, which has given them those opportunities on the offensive end, and the Breakers just have no answers for it.
But no surprise as well. This is what the Kings do. They get out and run defensively. They're staying at home, contesting late, and that's allowing them to get out in transition.
Yeah, and I think what's been more impressive than the offense to me really has been their defense, though. The way that they've shut down the preferred options for the Breakers, forcing them into really difficult shots, and the Breakers just really not having a plan B off of the Kings' defensive strategy.
Well, the current score is 45-27, and the reason why is these halftime stats here. Casey, what stands out to you as we go into the second half?
Shooting percentages that the Kings have held the Breakers to 26%, 2 for 10 from the three-point line, and just 54% from the free throw line. When you toss on the fact that they're winning the rebounding battle, even in the turnovers and getting the better end of the assists, you can see why it's one-way traffic.
Well, one guy who was a huge part of this and rolled his ankle towards the end, think he might play in the second half, though, Xavier Cooks was amazing.
Hasn't missed a shot yet, 13 points in the half, and just really imposing his will physically on the game. Even when the Breakers making good plays like the pardon block, he's Johnny on the spot, picking it up, making mistakes, challenging things defensively on this end, grab and goes on the rebounds, and it's the quickness, the driving ability that is most impressive to me. And when you've got soft touch like that to finish it, what a nearly impossible task it is to slow that man down.
If you were the coach of the Sydney Kings at this point, would you leave him out or would you bring him back in?
Well, personally, I'd be sitting him on the bench until we actually have to have him. If you're up 18 points at halftime, you got a little bit in your pocket to make sure he comes out healthy.
Well, someone that the Breakers would love to see get going in the second half, and he's been okay coming off the bench here in the first half, is Barry Brown Jr. Finished off with a highlight dunk as well.
Well, he is the most important offensive player for the Breakers. If he's not getting it going, it's going to be really difficult for him. He's not having a great shooting day. Still was able to find 9 points, and that's despite a couple of missed free throws as well. I love seeing the ball in hand. He's been active defensively along with the offensive activity. He's got a few steals in there. But on the offensive end, I think as good as he is creating for himself, he's going to need to find a way to start creating for some teammates as well, draw some defenders, and find perimeter shooters, because right now the Kings are just forcing them into those runners.
Well, the battle for the top of the table will commence break after this, 45-27 to the Kings.
Is your ladies section, the Scottsboro Breakers.
Stranger things have happened, but it is grim reading stats-wise for the Breakers at halftime. They are in a hole, but down 18 against the Sydney Kings, 45-27. It is the lowest ever Breakers halftime score in New Zealand, equaling the Hawks game on the North Shore in November 2010.
Well, that is a long time between drinks. It feels about that long since in between Breakers baskets. The way things were going in that first half, the Kings out early and quick to get this done. The Breakers still catching it in the training sheds. Everything going well, and the only thing the Breakers can hope for is maybe a body switch here in the second half that'll get them going once again.
Breakers shooting 26.4% from the field at halftime. It's the lowest in their NBL history of 603 games. The lowest ever in a game is 27.9 in Perth in 2016, which is a tough place to shoot.
And that's saying something considering they scored 5 points in a quarter a few weeks ago.
As Derek Walton Jr. and the Kings get loose, 2 minutes to go until we resume. The third quarter will get underway. Breakers are out there now. Suarez, excellent play from him throughout the first half. Just finding his spots, 8 points, 4 for 6, Casey.
Everyone effective for the Kings in that first half, and the Breakers need to find a way to get a little fire, get a little energy here in the second half, because they just didn't have enough of it. Once the Kings got on top of them, the Breakers were unable to get that front foot going, were unable to create high quality shots, and for the first time, maybe the first time this season, we saw their defensive intensity sort of drop along with it. They haven't been able to just keep up with this Kings squad playing great basketball.
Just getting some decal love to the NBL logo. Always come with a Leatherman. I don't know about you, Casey.
Well, I love some logo work.
And let's have a look at the work that Jarrell Brantley has been doing and amongst the bigs of the Sydney Kings.
Work rate's always going to be there for him. He started off early with that big block, and he's really trying to force the action on the interior. The shot fake is creating a little bit of a space for him, but on the whole, he hasn't found a lot of room in the basket. They've been on him as well on the three-point line. Defense solid in transition, getting to the line as well, but all in all, it has just been difficult.
Brooke Rusko giving us the news just there. Leon Refer not coming back out with the second half.
Unfortunate for that wrist. Not going to enable him to come back into the ball game. B. Roscoe, our man, on the sidelines with all the information there.
Hustling hard at halftime. I love the work ethic.
And we did not see Xavier Cooks warm up coming out of the locker room. As a matter of fact, I do not believe he has come out of the locker room just yet.
You just, if you're Chase Buford, you just send him. You send him
straight to the cold tub.
Just go to the airport. Like, yeah.
Where is some water or some ice water for that ankle? You go ahead and get that healthy.
Put him in business class. Put his feet up. Rest up, Xavier Cooks.
This is the NBL, baby. I don't know about BC.
He's high value.
Oh, I see.
Glover to start the second half. Vasilovic can't get that three. Suarez gets the rebound. Glover gets the rebound. Pardon has it poked away, and it will be Breakers' ball.
Well, a little bit of hustle to start the half for the Breakers, with Barry Brown Jr. inserted into the starting lineup for the Breakers, trading that Rupert defense for Brown Jr.'s offensive efficiency. As the Kings are showing a little bit of a full court press.
I saw Dylan Boucher courtside and talking to Timpervise as well. Of course, his number hanging from the rafters here at Spark Arena alongside CJ Bruton, Paul Henare, Surely it must be time to retire Mika Vakona's 14. A turnover by Brantley.
Derek Walton Jr. just leaping into that passing lane. Nothing easy. Good job by Glover to make it difficult, force Brantley to pass.
Vasilovic. He goes down, and he goes down hard.
They're just tripped over Barry Brown Jr.'s feet there. Not a lot of contact. Yeah, forces the issue and stutter steps. Not a lot in that one. It looked like he actually got his foot stuck on the floor and tripped over. Maybe we'll just shave that line down tomorrow. Tell that decal guy's got to work on the lines too. And shooting on that one as well. That is, he can't believe it. Not only not the way that the Breakers wanted to start this second half.
Is that a wry smile from Chase Buford? Son of R.C. Buford, and the CEO of the San Antonio Spurs for a long time, involved in that organization. As Vasilovic makes the second. Lead is back to 20. A minute gone in this third quarter. There's McDowell White off the pardon screen, finding Liafa now with Brantley, who gets it back against Glover. And Walton Jr. shows on the double. Barry Brown Jr. on the baseline, up and in.
Well, nice kick out there. The quick rotations forces the mismatch. Barry Brown Jr. has Suarez and uses that burst of speed to explode on the rim.
And Ryan Repair just walked past us. Casey's got his arm in a brace and a sling as well. That is not a good sign for Ryan Repair.
Well, it did not look like much was in it, but obviously more concerning than what was first thought.
In and out for McDowell White.
There's your look at Rupert on the bench.
I'm sure that is cautionary, as they, no X-ray facilities here at Spark Arena. But yeah, you need to wrap the young kid in cotton wool. He's got a bright future ahead of him, as Justin Simon in the immediate future almost puts that in, and there's a foul by the Breakers in the key.
The hustle by the Kings is impressive. Simon creating that second chance opportunity, then Suarez not leaving him alone on the glass. Forces the contact there.
It will be Brantley's third with a push in the back.
See, just a bit too physical, slamming that forearm in. Brantley stays out there, though.
Pardon showing hard on that screen. Glover looking for a pass, puts it up. Vasilovic said you got to shoot it. There's two on the shot clock. And there is Xavier Cooks and his ankle.
Well, he's got lollies in hand, looking like a done day for him as well.
Solvite still going. Barry Brown can't get that to go down. There's a massive difference between myself and Xavier Cooks. Massive, like it's not even worth talking about.
Well, I mean, you're both humans.
I don't know why I've, well, that's true.
So, you know, we're the same than we are different.
Dow White with the ball. Breakers just need to string some buckets together here.
The defense from the Kings just sagging in there completely, taking away those drives to the lane coming off the all balls. You can see Suarez, he's just not leaving the paint at all, not respecting Carter coming out.
And then he's made to pay the price somewhat there as Liafa gets the and one.
Well, nice, just determined finish by Liafa, going straight through him. Able to somehow keep his hands on the basketball before getting it up and in. Nice concentration, good agility as well for Isaiah Murio Oho Liafa heading to the line now.
Torres, Brazilian-American, born in Sao Paulo. Played NAIA collegiate basketball. Gets the rebound off Liafa miss.
Breakers now shooting 50% from the free throw line, 7 for 14.
Yeah, they're 7th in the league, free throw percentage-wise, but 70. And it's not good for the Breakers as McDowell White gets a good defensive rebound. He's rebounding the ball nicely and poked away.
That's a bad position for the Kings. They've been playing such great team basketball, the ball swinging around. You can see Chase Buford, he's upset about it. That's not the kind of possessions he wants to see. Walton Jr. just taking it upon himself. That one-on-one game is not how they built this league.
Barry Brown Jr. misses that. Pardon has it, slapped away. There were 4 Kings down there.
And Pardon down with a twisted ankle now as well. 5-on-4 break for the Kings.
And they almost connected there, did Simon and Suarez. And Pardon is down, and he is grabbing at that ankle. I'll tell you what, this FIBA window cannot come quick enough for these two teams. As you see, Pardon had it slapped away, goes down and falls awkwardly. Gets tangled up with Simon.
That is an awkward fall as the trainer and physio starting to come out to see him now.
No Rob Lowe as well for the Breakers. He's out there helping Pardon limp off the floor. That is a big blow for the Breakers as well.
He's walking okay, thankfully. The question will be, of course, is if he's going to be able to find a way to return. If not, the Breakers are going to be down to Tom Vodanovich as the backup 5, and got big Sam Timmons, who hasn't had a lot of court time this season, but certainly has the size to affect things on the interior. Now we've got back to the free throws that happened. Justin Simon fouled after the offensive rebound. Justin Simon putting together a nice game for himself. Pretty efficient, 7 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals. Just such a danger on that end of the court.
Simon misses that. If the Kings win this game against the Breakers, it will be the 23rd game of the last 32 won by the road team in the NBL.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
And we saw 2 road teams come in and win yesterday. Only one home win. The Cans, Taipans playing extremely well against the United, picking up the win earlier this week. But home is apparently not where the heart is for the NBL basketball this season.
Liafa with Vodanovich out there in place of Pardon. You wonder about the next game because it's at John Cain Arena. It will be, the Phoenix will be the visiting road team as Liafa gets that to go down. Breakers chipping away at this lead now. It's 16.
And their defensive prowess starting to have an effect on things too. The Kings halfway through this quarter just sitting on 49 points.
Vodanovich, and he swears he didn't touch them.
Well, we'll see on the replay. On the second time around, is we see a nice move by Suarez coming through. He goes for the up fake a little bit, and he's just a little bit on that left hand. Enough contact to force the whistle to be blown, but not overly aggressive whatsoever. Derek Pardon Jr. Derek Pardon is out there trying to get that ankle worked on. Looks like he might be getting some more tape on it here.
Suarez misses the second. 50-33. Vodanovich setting the pick. Liafa kicking it out to Brantley. Noy closes out on him. Suarez fouls Brantley on the baseline with the hip check.
The change of pace, that little hesitation there by Brantley creates that opportunity. Look here, he just frees him there with that little step back. Suarez closes the space, and Brantley's so wise coming off. There's a contact from behind. An unfortunate miss there. Could certainly use a three-point play, could the Breakers, but a chance here from the stripe.
Sean Bruce about to come into the game on the make. Brantley at the line, another hustle game for him. Left it short though. Still Brantley, 5 points. He's 1 for 6 from the floor, 6 rebounds, but well, Brantley usually starts really strong, and the Kings have just taken the Breakers' bigs out of their game. And the Alpha steps in and steals that, finds Barry Brown. And he's caught. Noy goes down, he mugs Barry Brown Jr. in the key.
Just anticipated that contact, did Barry Brown Jr. as he goes straight into the body of Noy. A little bit of a late pass that he has to get through, and Noy goes in, gets the contact, sends Brown Jr. to the free throw line. The Breakers will be hoping for a wee bit more success than they found. The shooting percentages are dreadful for the Breakers today. 30% from the field, 18% from three, and just 50 from this charity stripe. Oh, making 53 on that make.
Was it 28 threes last round for the Breakers?
It was.
15 in Adelaide, was it 13?
14, I think it was 29 threes.
29 threes.
So of a step back from that one.
That was round 5, round 6 different for the Breakers. 6 days between games, 5 practices. As per the information from Modi Mole with Casey Frank for the game. They're down 14, struggling to put the ball through the ring. 36 points only. With the halfway gone in the third quarter, and Galloway knocks that down.
Shoots it with confidence late in the clock. Different players stepping up with injuries to the Kings. The lineups change a little bit, but the results are looking the same as the first half.
Brantley for 3. Giving it up to Galloway as Bruce. Xavier Cooks, he's done for the game by the looks. Repair went down, he's done for the game. Most definitely. Pardon went down a few minutes ago as Barry Brown gets the rebound. Brown Jr. into the key. Can't get the roll, but Brown Jr. gets the hustle. And he's fouled on that rebound.
And sticking with the play. The only pink shirt anywhere around there, surrounded by Kings, but with Suarez out of the play, trying for the vodka tank. Walton can't grab the ball. Barry Brown Jr. able to corral it.
Suarez and Walton Jr. sit down into the game with Bales and Hunter for the Sydney Kings. Sam Timmins will come into the game for the Breakers in the next stoppage of play. Cam Glidden out there, covered by Galloway. Here comes Barry Brown Jr. with Bruce on him. 3 to shoot. Brown Jr. pops, knocks it down, and the shot clock expires.
Just lulls him to sleep. Had his shot in mind all day long, but hits that one there.
And Bales, 8 to shoot for the Kings. Bruce in the corner, it's Galloway. Galloway tried to throw it down. And Tom Vodanovic gives him the wedgie. And let's go to an update with Brooke Roscoe on Derek Pardon.
Yeah, Derek Pardon looks like he's set to check back into this ball game. Switched up the shoes, had a little rub with the physio who's busy today. Ryan Repair is out for the game, but Derek Pardon looks like he's set to check back in.
Well, despite Pardon being come back into the game, Timmins gets his first minutes in quite some time here. So going a little bit deeper of the bigs, the size of Timmins may be able to counter some of that size of the Kings as well.
Well, with 3:18 to go, there's 2 team fouls in this quarter. Sam Timmins, let's give him a couple. Tom Abercrombie and Will McDowell-White into the game as Derek Pardon. Excuse me, it's 5 team fouls.
Yeah, just a little bit of work on the scoreboard there.
It jumped up a bit. Went from 2 to 5.
Really kicked up a notch.
Yeah, it escalated. There's Will McDowell-White. So maybe Timmins not a great idea.
Breakers got this at 16, continuing to hang around with 3 minutes left. They're on the precipice of a run if they can get some buckets to go.
McDowell-White, what a rebound. They are the 2 best rebounding teams in the league. Breakers are second, Kings are first. Here's Will McDowell-White just in between Bales and Hunter.
Just a multi-skilled player is McDowell-White, going to the free throw line now after the Bales foul. Just a bit too aggressive on the ball.
McDowell-White.
Just a tough day at the office.
These 2 teams aren't great free throw shooting teams, but it's particularly miserable for the Breakers.
Combining these 2 teams are right now to be 18 for 33, around 54% or so.
Bales pushing it. There's Noy spinning. And they want to dribble to the Breakers coaching staff. Galloway into the corner. Noy knocking that down, the former Cairns Taipan.
That's really nice patience against an elevated defensive effort from the Breakers that time, active in passing lanes, forcing the Kings to go to the jump pass, but still able to find an excellent look late.
Timmins with the catch. Slapped away. Abercrombie has it blocked. It's a 3-on-2 fast break.
Hunter, fantastic in defense, in the paint there.
Here comes Bales working on McDowell White. Tipped away by Abercrombie. Straight back to Bales, though. Still plenty of time to work for the shot clock for the Kings. Upstairs to Hunter, who's fouled. And it'll be shots for Jordan Hunter.
Always looking for the big man coming off that. Bruce tosses up the lob. Timmins gets a little too much contact as Hunter's going up. Sends him to the free throw line as free throws have taken a more active presence here in the third quarter.
This is a good test for Chase Buford and the Kings. No Xavier Cooks. Just see what some of his role guys can do. Keep the Breakers at bay. The lead's pretty big at 19 as we close in on 2 minutes to go in this third quarter, but you can feel a little bit of an energy shift on the Breakers. They want to fight back hard in the remaining 12 minutes of this game.
Kings keep answering, though. The Breakers had it down to 14 just a minute and 10 seconds ago, and a quick answer there. 6 straight points from the Kings to stretch it back out to 20.
Brown Jr., another runner, and that goes down. Barry Brown Jr. wanted the foul.
And still putting a lot of pressure on the defense. 18 points for him on 6 for 16 from the field.
Tough drive from Galloway around Timmins. Jalen Galloway, another former Breaker, Aaron Galloway. And Pardon will step back into the game. Next stoppage with Isaiah Liafa. Brown Jr. Left-hand drive, right-hand floater. Hunter. He pulls down the board. Comes Bruce. 20-point Kings lead. They stormed out of the blocks with a 10-0 run. Bales misses that. Noy goes down. And they've held this lead since the game began. Breakers have just not been able to fire a shot, really. Kings' defense has been excellent. The scout was great. Brantley will go to the line to shoot 2.
Well, Brantley just putting it on his own shoulders there, sees the physical advantage he has against Galloway, takes him right into the post, and Galloway jumps back up at Brantley there. I think we might be having a chance at the replay here, and this will be challenged.
So first challenge of the game. Head referee, Chris Reed.
Taking a look at it now, we see that contact is, and Brantley's creating a lot of the contact early. Certainly no foul here.
You're gonna take it out after this free throw.
As the shot goes up, taking a look at it in this super slow motion that goes up. To me, it looks like Galloway jumps back at Brantley. It's not a straight up and down contest, so I think the foul will stay. But it is reasonably close. Not the easiest call either way, and they're right in front of us at the replay booth and having a second look now at the super slow-mo. Decision is made. He will be coming back to tell us now.
Coach challenge is unsuccessful. The call on the floor will stand or shooting 2 shots. Coach loses his time.
And so it stands. Brantley will go to the line to shoot 2 shots. With 53.5 to go.
$20-point difference here. Breakers coming out a little bit late from that huddle. 53 seconds left here in this third quarter. A couple of free throws, a couple of stops on order for Breakers fans, but this King squad is just playing such high-level basketball today on both ends of the court. It has been difficult for the Breakers to find any traction.
Brantley at the line. Nice good on that one. good on the second.
A couple of free throws in a row. It's a rarity to have those ones drop for the Breakers today.
Hunter, tough. Almost to the splits as well. Breakers telling us Ryan Rupert with
a high step.
With a high step, Ryan Rupert has a suspected broken wrist.
That is sad, sad news there.
They get Abercrombie back and they lose young French next start. 18-year-old Ryan Rupert. It'll be him for a large chunk of the season, if not this season. As Bales goes down with 5 on the shot clock and 11 left in the quarter.
And that is the 4th personal foul on Brantley as well. This one, he's starting to find a little bit of rhythm. Good straight line drive by Bales there. The foul the whistle was called late. It wasn't on that arm contact as he whipped through. It was on the challenge afterwards.
What does Mody Maor do with Jarrell Brantley here?
He's going to call timeout and he's going to challenge it.
He's going to challenge it.
Worth a challenge here. You know, the 4th foul on Brantley, his defensive intensity would certainly be key towards any comeback the Breakers will make with Rupert. Rupert lost for the day at least.
Fellas, hey. There are 10 minutes to play. A lot of basketball to play. Get your switches, get your stops. Show with DP, that's it. We're running the ATO on the other side.
Taking a second look at this drive. There's some contact there, but that's not when the whistle was blown. The whistle was blown here. And I don't really see the contact from behind unless they're going to say it was that initial contact. That was the foul. They're taking a good hard look at the action in front of us, at the table in front of us, at this action from this point. Not a lot of contact there, so if you're not calling this early foul, if you're not calling that arm across the body, which is not when the whistle was blown, this could be overturned. We're getting the decision now.
Here it comes, Chris Reed.
Coach's challenge is unsuccessful. Ball on the floor will stand on pick number 1. We're shooting 2 shots.
And so Mody Maor loses the timeout on that unsuccessful challenge, as did Chase Buford a few minutes ago.
But that one's worth a gamble to try and keep Brantley into the game, but Maor keeps him in the game regardless. 11 seconds for the next 11 seconds at least.
So Bales at the line. Vodanovic will check in on the make. Not just yet.
Brantley's got to go down and rebound first. He's already checking out, but you can't. FIBA rules can't get subbed out in between free throws there. It's got to be before the shooting or after.
And now Vodanovic can come into the game. Brantley takes a seat with his 4 fouls. 9 points for him. 18, Barry Brown Jr. It's just Xavier Cooks with 13 in double figures for the Kings, but he's done for the game.
This is a low-scoring affair. No doubt about it.
Abercrombie, as the time winds down for that 3rd quarter. And that is us after 3 quarters. It's an 18-point lead again for the Kings. It was that margin at halftime. It's that margin at 3-quarter time. We'll be back after the break with the 4th quarter. Let's get this quarter underway for the Breakers. 46-64. The Breakers in a bit of an offensive struggle at the moment. It's been this way since tip. As Liafa has the ball. McDowell White gives it to Abercrombie. Will McDowell White using the pardon screen back in after that ankle injury, loses the handle.
An unselfish play there. He really just had the option of another runner, tried to get it to big, but just couldn't handle that pocket pass on that one.
Vasilovic with 5 to shoot. Bales, 3 to shoot. Vidanovic on him, Bales shook him. And McDowell White pulls down another rebound. That's 8 rebounds for McDowell White. 6 points. And Vidanovic to Abercrombie. 2 really good defensive teams, but it's been the offense of the Kings that has been fantastic. And that's been about as good as it's going to get for the Breakers with the runner floater game.
And that runner a little bit easier than a lot of the ones we've seen that are from 15 feet. That one's from about 8, 9, a lot closer to the basket. Without White able to get that head of steam up as well to get that rhythm.
Koet Noi in and out. Pardon battling with Hunter down low. Wonder how the legs and lungs are feeling for Tom Abercrombie. It's been 1,011 days since he last played at Spark Arena. Been a few weeks since the eye injury where he had a gas bubble, a partially torn retina. And Jarrell Brantley with 4 fouls will check into the game shortly.
Really excellent look created on that drive and kick outside, but another wide open 3 goes wanting for the Breakers.
Bruce left alone. Pardon closed out on him.
Breakers are turning the screws defensively here in the quarter. Kings yet to score, but just 2 points for the Breakers in response.
Pardon and Vidanovic in there rebounding for the Breakers. Vidanovic will take a seat, I believe, for Brantley after these free throws, if the second is made. And he's going to come in now with Glover. So will Derek Walton Jr.
Well, putting in one of your starters with those 4 personal fouls. This is the time.
If you want to go, you've got to go right now. It's under 8 to go.
That 16-point lead, the Breakers finding a little bit of momentum on both ends of the court. But they need a lot more of it.
Liafa stepping back. Pardon and Brantley are there. Abercrombie, can he knock down a 3? The crowd would love it. He does!
Well, this is the closest the Breakers have been in an age. Timeout to the Kings because of it. Chase Buford understands what can happen if this Breakers team starts to find a little momentum. The crowd is chomping at the bit to get into this one. I love the timeout by the Kings there to just suck the momentum right back out from the Breakers.
And 64-51, the Breakers are down 13 at Spark.
What's up? You got Brucey. Brucey's out. Love, just Jordy's first. DJ, Derek, bring it down. DHO to DJ. You guys are going to get glove on the week. Yes, you're first. Derek, as soon as you DHO to DJ, I want you to come set a slice screen for DJ, or for Jordy, excuse me. Be ready, Barry.
So the Breakers come back out. 64-51. And it's a 13-point Sydney Kings lead. What do the Breakers have in store for them? The Spark Arena ready for this comeback. Brooke Roscoe has an update for us.
Yeah, that Breakers timeout wasn't about X's and O's. That was all about intensity. The crowd is coming back into this one, and it was a look in everyone's eye like, who's got the biggest heart? Let's push this one out. 13 points to go, 7 minutes on the clock. They feel like the momentum's coming back.
As they feel like Chase Buford puts the majority of the starters back in the game, as Tom Abercrombie gets called for a foul trying to come off a screen of Walton Jr. there.
Welcome back to the NBL, Tom Abercrombie.
Taking another look at this one, you see the handoff. And he looks like he's moving. I'm not sure why that's a foul on Tom Abercrombie. He's certainly not set as a screener on the handoff.
Boos rain down at Spark Arena. Suarez almost turned over. Making the Kings work that shot clock down. It's down to 5 now. And that is a tough finish from Justin Simon.
Man, off the double team. Excellent hustle for Parton to get back into it defensively, but Simon recognizes the defense, uses the quickness to get to the other side.
Defensive Player of the Year 2 seasons ago for the Hawks. As McDowell White gives it back to Liafa. And Parton with the screen. Here comes Liafa. Kicking it out. Abercrombie, another 3. Knocks that one down again.
And there's that shooting versatility the Breakers missed with his absence, giving them a knockdown shooter on that weak side, creating space and starting to create the Breakers back into this ball game.
Well, both teams have had 55 field goal attempts. 6 more makes by the Kings. The difference is now 12 on the scoreboard. 66-54, 3 to shoot. Simon knocks down a tough shot.
Oh, big shot. That is huge in terms of momentum, in terms of the taking the pressure with that one. Defense draped all over you.
Liafa on the left-hand drive. Looking at Parton. Off the glass and in. He was waiting for Parton. He had to bank it in, and he did.
And that is one of the few times today that the Breakers have been able to come off that on ball and get penetration all the way to the basket. Excellent screen by Parton. The shot fake by Liafa freezes Suarez. And then the foul and the make.
Excuse me, Isaiah Liafa. It was a pass fake. Going to his left, knocking it down with the right. At the line, Isaiah Liafa, the Breakers haven't been great. They're 13 of 22 from the line. And nothing but net for Liafa. He's come back to New Zealand from Southeast Melbourne, Phoenix.
Breakers haven't been this close since the first quarter.
Parton showing hard on Glover. Galloway for 3. Off the back of the iron, and Parton is fouled. Suarez is called for that over the back. Breakers, the fans can smell blood in the water. Under 6 to go.
There's been a bit of a momentum shift here in this quarter. As you see Parton doing hard work down there. Suarez coming from behind as he picks up his 4th personal foul.
Isaiah Liafa. Abercrombie. Galloway on him. Parton looking for a handoff. Here's Liafa. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Runner, Liafa! Isaiah Liafa is all the 4th quarter.
Man, he has picked up his offensive game here in the quarter. Finally finding some comfort coming off that on ball into the defensive teeth of that Kings defense in the paint.
Single-digit lead for the Kings. Suarez, tough finish.
Good finish inside, going to the big guy off the on ball, giving the Breakers a little bit of taste of their own 4th quarter medicine. Just the 6th point in the quarter for the Kings.
Parton around Suarez, and he gets the foul. I'll tell you what, that is number 5 on the big man, and he has sat in that paint all night long. Maybe, just maybe, that defensive plan didn't quite work for him, because he's picked up a couple of fouls on that roll. And he'll sit down with 5.
Not a ton of contact in that one. Suarez had hands straight up, a little bit of body contact. But Parton will take it, go to the line, and try and cut this to single digits once again.
Parton on the make. Breakers have fought their way back into this game. Motu Ma'o.
Breakers have struggled at the line. Derek Parton has not. 4 for 5 at 80% before this one goes up.
It's the 2nd. Here comes Will McDowell White. Tom Abercrombie sits down 2 big 3s from Abercrombie.
Suarez is done for the day. Hunter in the game now. He's got a little bit of foul trouble himself, sitting on 3 fouls.
5 minutes to go in the game. Derek Walton Jr. is fouled. Is that on Brantley? No,
that's on Brown Jr.
Brown Jr., yeah.
It looks like he rips through here. You see the body contact, that's where the foul is called, forcing him to lose it.
I know Brantley's on 5, but you just trust his defense on that one.
Well, he's checked back into the ball game. The momentum's back on the side of the Breakers. And you're going to have to trust your players when you're down this big of a deficit.
Second team foul for the Breakers. It's quite Noy to the cup. Too strong, and Pardon came off his hand, did it? And will stay with the Kings.
Yeah, it was Pardon knocked it off of Brantley's hand there. I think he thought that was Sidney King coming in to try and get the rebound. That's why he knocks it out of his hand. Otherwise, that would have been a short rebound for the Breakers.
That is just unfortunate. It gives the Kings another possession here.
Derek Pardon actually pointed out that it went off him, but then it was the same teammate.
Hunter trying to find Derek Walton Jr. 6 to shoot. Walton Jr. 1 to shoot. Back of the iron, Pardon will rip that down. Crowd in full voice at Spark. Comes Isaiah Liafa. Fourth quarter time. Back of the iron, but Pardon has an offensive board.
Really nice play, good two-man game going. And even better when you can get the offensive rebound.
That's foul number 5 for the Kings. Shots coming for the Breakers.
Simon picks up that foul. That is his third personal. Pardon me, second personal on the board there.
Breakers just the 2 team fouls in this fourth quarter. 4:14 to go. Chase Buford without his star, and Xavier Cooks left the game in the first half with a rolled ankle.
Foul trouble in this one. Brantley with 4 for the Breakers. Barry Brown Jr. with 3. No one else with more than 2 for the Kings. Hunter with 3, as well as Derek Walton Jr.
They have just grinded their way back into this game. They're earning it from the strike. Are the Breakers.
They have been parading themselves to the free throw. In that first half, weren't able to get the contact, couldn't get all the way to the cup. Here in the fourth quarter, they've been able to get all the way to the rim and really force that contact late.
Brown Jr. has 27 foul shots for the Breakers in this game. Lead is just 7 for the Kings. Quiet noise with Brantley on 4 fouls covering him. Vasilovic can kill you from deep, all over the floor. He's going with the left. Pardon on him. Blocked by Derek Pardon. Hunter has it back. Bruce for 3.
Oh, dagger!
Bang! Knocks it down, Sean Bruce. Huge
Bruce.
3.
Time winding down, nothing on the shot clock. Biggest 3 of the ball game for the Kings.
What a release valve that is for the Kings. Liafa's fouled. That goes down. Isaiah Liafa.
What a fourth quarter. He is putting together 13 points, and the response to the deep 3 from Bruce after the huge block on Pardon there. You hustle it down and take a second look at it.
Sean Bruce, all the experience he knew was good when it left his hand. He blew a kiss to the Kings bench, and Isaiah Liafa went straight back down and stuck it.
4th personal foul on Walton Jr. there.
Liafa misses that. Lead is 8. Time ticking down, 3:30 to go on the 4th.
Kings have changed their offensive game plan. Just happy to walk it down, work out that clock, but it's becoming a struggle for them offensively because of it.
Three to shoot. Walton Jr. Derek Pardon too physical on the challenge, got right into his space, and Derek Walton Jr.
Well,
will shoot 2.
Trying to say that he thought he was going to get the block. That's where he closed the space, but did not give him the landing spot. Got the hand, got the body, got a little bit of everything. First personal foul for Pardon.
The first personal foul for Derek Pardon.
How about that?
Who does nothing but hustle hard in the paint at either end.
Throws that body around.
That is testament to his skill level as a big. He knows his role.
He has really been a heck of a find for this Breaker squad to play with that level of physicality and intent on both ends of the court and still be able to knock the foul is huge.
Walton Jr. 72% from the line. Nothing but net on that one. Walton Jr. This is his first free throw of the night.
Struggling from the field, but 1 for 10. 1 for 3 from deep, but able to find his first free throw of the ball game there. Now the second.
Makes the lead 10 for the Kings. 3:13 to go for the Breakers.
He's up full court, 4 personal fouls. Still guarding Liafa, who has taken the keys of the offense here in the fourth.
Here's Liafa working with Pardon. Oh, Isaiah Liafa getting it done in the fourth for the Breakers.
He is putting together a ball game. Really just changed his mindset completely coming off the on ball. The Kings are giving him too much space now.
15 points. 10 to shoot. Dejan Vasiljevic with the drive. Puts it up. Knocked off the rim, but he gets it back to the Kings. Excuse me, it's Sean Bruce.
Oh, excellent hustle by Bruce to work out and get that one.
5 to shoot now for Walton Jr. Weaving his way in the key. Puts it up. Oh, we got a foul on the baseline.
That's on the box out. I believe that's Brantley's 5th personal foul as well. There's the shot that goes up. It's wild, doesn't get in, and then you see Brantley underneath. From that angle, not a lot in it. The 5th personal on Brantley. He is demonstrably upset.
He is gutted. Jarrell Brantley has battled hard all night. Hasn't been his night shooting the ball. He's 2 of 8, but 9 points, 7 rebounds. A block, a steal, an assist. 5 of 7 from the line.
That is the 4th team foul, so we are not shooting. Ball on the baseline now. As Brantley working through that disappointment on the sideline.
And so the Kings will have 2:21 to go to keep this Breakers comeback at arm's length. Can't get it under 7. Lead is 8 at the moment. The Kings have the ball with a fresh 14. Justin Simon, he has the ball. They give him room. Simon working with Hunter. Oh, knocks it down. They gave him too much room.
Well, they don't mind giving that up, but that is just too close of a shot there without the defender coming over the top. Too much space for the finish.
Isaiah Liafa finds Pardon, puts it down with force.
Isaiah Liafa is...
Barry Brown with a steal. Abercrombie for 3. Pardon with an offensive rebound. Abercrombie with a tough catch. And it goes to the Sydney Kings. Man, the roof would have lifted at Spark if that 3 had gone down.
Barry Brown Jr., as we see Liafa conducting the offense superbly, finding Derek Pardon underneath, and the quick steal after that one, a wide open look. You couldn't ask for a better one for Tom Abercrombie after that, but it goes wanting.
Relief for the Sydney Kings. Let's go to Timprovise.
Rim protector, it's Rob Lowe. Oh, there we go. Hey, how's it going, bro?
Yeah, all good, all good. We're in for an exciting end of the game.
Sorry to interrupt you. Offensive rebound is something we're missing, bro. Is that something you're bringing when you get back?
Yeah, for sure. Rebounding of all types.
When's that happening, brother?
Hopefully next game.
Rob Lowe's coming back next game. You heard it here first. Let's go back to you guys.
Timprovise with the breaking news. Appreciate the hustle. Yeah, Rob Lowe, they could do with him tonight on the front line. His pick and pop game, his rebounding, his defense.
And just another body in this kind of a physical battle. It's when you're going back and forth like this. Breakers have worked so hard to get themselves back in it, but the hole was dug early. The Kings just trying to hold on to this victory with both fingers. Both hands, actually. You want to use all 10 fingers when you're grabbing things. It's 2 of the more passionate coaches in the NBL. Well, let's just say the 2 most passionate, I don't know. They wear it a lot on their sleeve. They're both feeling the pressure coming down the stretch now.
They have been in a battle at Spark Arena, that is for sure. The Sydney Kings up 8. No Xavier Cooks in the second half. Barry Brown Jr. is called for the foul. And that will be his 4th foul.
Foul.
And that is shots. That is That is tough to take. That is 78 feet away from the foul line as well.
The early one's fine there. That is completely clean. And on this, after he goes for it, that's a... When you force the contact outlet and he goes out of bounds, normally one that you would see let go, but when the ball is forced out like that, you force the referee to make a decision, foul or no foul, and too much contact there for the Lakers.
This is the second, Justin Simon. Makes the second. It's Derek Walton Jr. It's the first. Lead is 9. Liafa, time running out for the Breakers here. Liafa finds Pardon. Lost the handle on the way up.
And that is a costly turnover.
Silovic and the Kings can just work this down. Derek Walton Jr. fires it to Simon. And Abercrombie will send him to the line.
And Simon has stepped up so well here in the second half. Had 5 points at halftime. Well, looking for points 14 and 15 from the free throw line here. 13 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals.
Well, the reigning champs have done what reigning champs do. They find ways to win. And they have absolutely weathered a second half, fourth quarter storm spearheaded by Isaiah Liafa, but this is just such a tight unit. They've been in dogfights before. They enjoyed having a target on their back.
They did their work early. They came in and they just blew the Breakers' doors off with the way they played in that first quarter. Cooks obviously amazing. Simon misses both. And this game still got that door a little bit open.
It is ajar. Oh, McDowell White. 65 seconds to go with the floater. Breakers, will they extend their pressure on the make? Picking up Derek Walton Jr. Barry Brown Jr.'s got 4 fouls. Jarrell Brantley is fouled out. Ryan Rupert out with a suspected broken wrist. Xavier Cooks sitting out with a rolled ankle. As Derek Walton Jr. finds Hunter, who fires it into the baseline crowd. Breakers get a stop, 43.9 to go. Timeout, Modi Maor. Breakers down 7.
Hunter just put a little bit too much mustard on that hot dog there. As he's looking in the corner, trying to drop the no-look underneath. He sees the pass there, wants to go there, fool everybody and his teammates as well, as Simon can't quite get his hands on it. Chase Buford not even taking the team to the bench. He's keeping those 5 up just to chat to them about how to finish this ball game. 44 seconds left, 7-point lead.
What do you do here? Do you go for a quick 2? You try and hit a 3, make it a 4-point game?
I think if you look for that initial 3, if not, attack the rim right away, but it's all about time. Their first best look is what you have to get wherever that is on the court.
And team fouls as well. You can't afford to send too many people to the line, but from the game, Sydney Kings, they're not the greatest free throw shooting team. In fact, they're the worst in the league, and they're shooting 61% in this game.
And the Breakers, amazingly, have come back and actually eclipsed the Kings in this one, shooting 64%. A lot of volume there, 18 for 28 for them. As the Breakers have worked whack in all aspects of the game. They were down big on the rebounds earlier. It's down to 43-41, the difference there. The hustle starting to go the way of the Breakers, but is it a question of just a little bit too little, too late?
78-71. Breakers ball. Will McDowell White will get us back underway. Got some fourth quarter drama to come, have we? Isaiah Liafa with the ball. This is quick 3. It's Abercrombie. Off to the left. Will McDowell White with a rebound. He can't get it. Pardon has it. He's fouled. Clock has stopped. Pardon will go to the line.
Well, what tremendous second attack there. William McDowell White misses the first, Pardon misses the second, but the contact there on Hunter picks up the foul, his 4th personal.
16 offensive rebounds for the Breakers in this game. They are shooting 36%, so there's a few on offer, but They were being out-rebounded 2-1 at one point. Now they're level at 43. Pardon at the lines, 5 of 6 tonight. Derek Pardon Jr., 10 points, 7 rebounds. 4 on the offensive glass.
And an immeasurable amount of effort on the defensive end. Showing, getting back, his physicality on the glass, so important to this Breakers team's success.
Kings lead is 5. 32.6 seconds to go. Breakers need a turnover. And we send Justin Simon to the line, and Justin Simon is an 88% foul shooter.
But he just went 0 for 2 about a minute ago.
Justin Simon is 1 for 7 in this game.
That is not what you expect
from an 88% foul shooter.
Something about the background not feeling great for him, but that's who you want to foul and put to the line. The guy who's just missed 2 free throws a moment ago, that'll still be in his head, but he's got a chance to ice it here, or does he give the Breakers just a little bit more hope? The crowd is into it, and Simon is feeling a little bit of the pressure, goes up short. The Breakers praying for one more miss.
1 for 8. Oh my, 1 for 9. Here we go, Barry Brown Jr. Looking at McDowell White, puts it on the floor, gives it to Abercrombie, he puts it down! Kings lead is 3.
Walton Jr. hanging on to the basketball, but did they just call a foul on William McDowell White? Did not see the contact from behind as we see the jam from Thomas Abercrombie. Welcome back, Thomas Abercrombie, and then some kind of contact afterwards. It didn't look like the Breakers wanted a foul Walton Jr. there. They were trying to get a trap into the half court before they went for it. I'm not sure if we've got any vision of the foul. We take a second look at it.
Here's Will McDowell White. Walton Jr.
Oh, jeez. I mean, are you kidding me? What are we playing here?
Oh my!
Wow!
Oh my goodness!
This crowd is alive.
Oh my goodness!
With good reason. Can they get one more?
Walton Jr. 4 is the lead. 15 seconds. Barry Brown, Glover on him. Into the cup. Reverse is good. Timeout. Chase Buford needs to talk about it with 9.3.
What a comeback. The Breakers never said die in this game. What a difference a year makes, and a beautiful finish by Barry Brown Jr. past the aggressive Glover defense. Did not matter on the finish, and all that work. Down 45-27 at the half. They have scored 50 in the second to make this a 2-point ball game with 9 to go. Breakers will be looking through who they want to foul. They'll go for the initial steal, maybe a quick trap on the ball to try and get a turnover, but that foul has to happen in the first 2 seconds, essentially, to give yourself enough chance on the offensive end afterwards. Ball will be up at half court. They're not going to keep it all the way back. So they'll be able to use that half court line as a 3rd defender as well, or 5th, 6th defender as well.
.3 on the clock. Kings lead is just 2. Breakers need a little bit of luck here as they advance it after the timeout into the half court. Kayat Noi into the game to get us going. Their biggest lead was 22 for the Sydney Kings. Stacked at the foul line. Glover rolls. Derek Walton Jr. He goes down. He'll go to the line to shoot two. Tom Abercrombie is no.
Well, good strong move there by Walton Jr. Splitting this double to get through that. That is strength for a guard. Man, that looks clean on the ball. A lot of body contact, obviously, as Walton Jr. tried to force his way through. 5th personal foul called there.
Tom Abercrombie has to sit.
And that is troubling in 2 ways. He's been one of the more prolific three-point shooters for the Breakers tonight. They have 5 three-point makes. He's got 2 of them. 7.6 seconds left. All the pressure on Walton Jr. to ice this one.
Walton Jr.
But he wanted it, and play was designed to get him the ball, to give him the chance to finish this one at the charity stripe.
Split the last 2. Nothing but net on the first.
Ice water. Walton Jr. 8 points for him now. 4 rebounds, 5 assists, but the biggest shot of the game right here.
4-point Kings lead. 7 seconds. Barry Brown Jr. lost the handle. Game over for the Sydney Kings. They hang tough at the end, and they get the dub on the road. Breakers absolutely brilliant in the comeback, but they just fall short by 4. What a finish to this game.
17 straight wins for the Kings on the road, and there's your player of the match. It was a team effort, but Justin Simon, his effort on both ends, gets him Foot Locker player of the game and the 17th straight road victory for the Kings.
81-77, the Kings get the dub on the road. The road team has got another win, 23 of the last 32 games in the NBL. The Sydney Kings are now #1 on the ladder, 81-77 over the Breakers. Next, it's the battle for Melbourne United and Phoenix live on ESPN right now. And the Breakers' next game will be in Tasmania, Launceston. Tom Abercrombie is back, and the Breakers will have a break before they resume their season in Tassie. Good night.
Yeah, I'm joined here now. Tough loss here, but with the captain, and it's great to have you back out here. But first of all, who do we have here?
We got Porter, Pilot, and Pacer here. These are my three little ones who haven't seen me play for, sheesh, about 3 years.